Listen, if you're not rich in the pockets, what the fuck is this industry doing? I have streamed Cali Love 20,000 times myself. Like, I owe you 99 cents. I should have bought the single, you know?
That's what 20,000 streams adds up to, about $1.
Yeah, not even. Woo! All right, everybody. Sorry, I do a little Ric Flair woo. I should probably warn people. Westside Boogie was like, yo, he's like, I got trauma from the hood. Anyway, everybody, this is my wand here at Dash Radio on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yes.
Today we have, man, I was so excited for this. So the way this process works, people submit me a name and a time, and I got to look at stuff, and can I fit it in? My guy, Sylvan Marshall, hit me and said, yo, I got an India Shawn. Can we do 5? I said yes. I didn't even look at anything. I said yes. You have one of the soundtracks to my life.
What?
Cali Love. See, I want to say you dropped it in April of 2020. Somewhere around, it was like mid-year.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And I know for you, a lot changed. I mean, you've had so many different milestones, but as a fan, like I told you before we started, the first time I heard you say, searching for water where it doesn't rain, like I'll never find love in LA, I was like, yo, this motherfucker is different. Like this is, you remind me of all the R&B I grew up off and love, but you present it in such a modern way. It doesn't sound
I love
old.
that. Can you write my bio? No.
Yeah, absolutely, girl. $100. I'll give you a good bio. $500 your EPK while clickable. No, I'm playing.
No, that's great. Thank you. Because that's the goal, I think, is, you know, to honor my influences, and that's the music that I love. That's the industry I wanted to be in, you know, but like find a way to make it modern and cool. So I'm trying my best. Thank you.
You're doing a great job. You're doing a phenomenal job. Like all 3 of your projects, you can really hear the growth. And you can, you know what I almost see it like? It's almost like your tribe is getting bigger.
Yeah.
Because it's like there's just bigger production. I mean, it's always sounded like top quality as far as like your singing, of course, engineering and all that. But I just feel like it's all coming together now. It's such a beautiful rate. And if I'm correct, you got a Before We Go, parentheses, Deeper coming soon.
Deeper, yeah, it's like the deluxe.
I like that.
Yeah, it's the album that should have been maybe last year, but you know we put the EP out just to give people time to find me and things like that, and build the audience a little bit. And now it's time for the full project.
Okay, so. Oh, wow. So I didn't realize that. So it's not necessarily a deluxe. This is like the full, almost like back in the day when they had the EP and the LP.
Yeah,
This is like the LP to the EP.
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of, when I look at the way Her did her debut album, like she put out those EPs and then she put them all together and then had the final album. I feel like people are kind of doing that more and more. So I think Lucky did have the same approach.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's cool. It brings me back to like the days of vinyls and stuff. Speaking of going back, I have this part of my interviews where I give every artist an album from my CD collection.
Oh my God!
I knew what album to give you, but I also felt like the first album I would give you is like a cop away. It's like, it's too easy. It's the obvious answer of what album you would give India Shawn.
Okay.
Like, what album do you think I would give you right now?
Full Moon.
You see what I mean? It was way too easy. No, this isn't Full Moon, though.
Oh my gosh.
This is the debut one, if I'm correct.
And look, it like matches my...
Oh shit, you're fit right now.
This is crazy. Brandy, self-titled, wow. And she had it moving on. That's crazy. Baby, 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 baby. I Want to Be Down, actually. I sang in my first or second grade talent show.
Really?
Yeah.
I picked this over Full Moon
crazy.
because I Want to Be Down's on there.
Oh my goodness.
So I had to give that to you, Brandy. It's out of print. When I went to Amoeba, it had an out of print sticker. So they'll never make that again.
This is amazing.
Yes. But now can I give you the album I wanted to give you? Obviously, look, to compare you to Brandy is such a compliment, right? But
it's the biggest compliment.
You do sound a lot. I know you've heard it. I've read it.
I'm one of the Brandy babies. There
I
are,
like that.
There's a whole generation or generations of us, and I'm definitely one of her children. So yeah.
I love that. And I love that.
She probably wouldn't like to hear it.
No. I think there's a lot of you like who else did I? Tiwa Savage, if I'm correct.
Love Tiwa, yeah.
Tiwa loves Brandy. Mm-hmm. She has a record with Brandy, and she told me how that record was literally like her career coming full circle. And so there's a lot of babies of Brandy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I want to make babies. I was about to say Ray J. But let me give you the album I wanted to give you.
Okay.
The artist that, to me, your career path models his career path a little bit. Neo.
Wow.
The Neo, in my words, I had to make sure I said it right. That is for you to keep
And
as well.
I don't think I've ever owned this album.
Oh, it's an incredible album. That's his debut.
Wow.
So to me, you and Neo have a lot of comparisons in the sense that, he went from being an artist to a songwriter. He was initially successful as a songwriter. Then he came back around to being an artist.
Yes.
And let's get into your journey. So
wow. Thank you so much.
Of course. I couldn't give you any bad albums, It's funny, I have a Ray J album upstairs, too.
Okay.
I had to give you the Brandy.
Okay.
But let's get into your career because you have one of my favorite career paths. Like
Do I?
I've always told
It's
artists.
not my favorite.
Really? So I've always told artists, to me, if you get into songwriting first, you kind of create a foundation for yourself that can't get pulled.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter like what happens to your career, if your image falters, if something, God forbid, happens and you don't look the same, like that could change your career, but not as a songwriter. So I've always said, like, if you can get the songwriting bag first and then chase the artistry bag, they can't ever take the songwriting bag away from you.
Right.
But it sounds like you didn't enjoy coming into the game as a songwriter.
Actually, I came in as an artist at 15. I was recording and actually working with other writers, and then I was told, like, you need to be writing because that's what a bag is. And there was a part of me, of course, that wanted to be able to tell my own story and sing the songs that were coming from me. So I did start a writing collective with me and my friends and my sister called Full Circle, actually. And we were writing for everybody, demoing songs, doing all that, which brought me back out to LA from Atlanta. And I was doing that, but I just was not feeling very fulfilled during that time. It also was the environment. I was and still am in a very bad publishing deal. I'm one of those. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The journey.
I didn't think about that.
But the story is still unfolding. So,
absolutely.
It's okay.
I never thought about that. That makes sense. So okay. So maybe if you were in the right publishing deal, maybe you wouldn't feel the same way?
Yeah, I think it would have been a completely different experience, It just wasn't, it wasn't the healthiest of environments. Which, it forced me to go back to Atlanta. I was like, I love LA. I'm writing with Chris Brown. I'm, in the studio with Diddy, having all these incredible experiences, but I was so deeply depressed. And I was like, I'm gonna take my ass back to my mama's house. I'm gonna go get on the MARTA. I'm gonna go back to school because I'd rather be doing that.
Wait, hold on. You went back to school
after
writing on Chris Brown's album. You went back to school.
Yeah.
Wow. You really what was it that was, if you don't mind me asking, because you mentioned Diddy. I know you worked on Dirty Money. You worked with Chris Brown. You had like 5 placements on Fame and Fortune. But you're saying you still you felt depressed after that?
Yeah. I'm like, I want to say so much, but not too much. I did.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you got out of that. What do they say in the movie, The Sunken Place?
Yes, it was The Sunken Place.
So your artistry, I imagine, is what kind of pulled you out of that.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to go back to the A and just make an album for me. Like, if nobody ever hears it, cares about it, I just want to be able to say that I did this.
Yeah.
And that's when I made my first album, Origin. And my boyfriend then, he is an incredible musician. He had never produced a thing in his life, and he learned how to produce that entire album.
The whole body of work was from your ex, I imagine, right?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
wow.
Shout out to him because he's incredible. He actually produced, I think, Solange's last album. So he came up too.
Wait, is he
John Key?
John Key. Is that how you were able to arrive on Solange's collab? She had her
No, that
collective
came
album?
before he aligned with her, which is incredible.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it all is so intertwined. But no, after I did the Outer Limits project with James Fauntleroy, it was posted on some blog, and then I ran into her at Janelle Monáe's house, and she's like, I love this song. I'm putting together, a project of up and coming R&B artists, I would love for you to be on there. And so she licensed.
And that's when I remember you catapulted. That's kind of,
yeah.
I might be wrong. My bad.
It's all relative, but
Yeah,
yes. It did actually. I got a lot of fans from that project.
Yeah, because I remember at that time, Solange was kind of like a mythical creature almost. Like she had just dropped her like incredible body of work, and then she, there was like so much hype around her, and so anything that came around her.
Yeah.
But you also have another co-sign that was great, Issa Rae.
Oh my goodness.
BFF Jill, as we like to say, like your story about you were in a trailer with her, right?
Yes.
You didn't really like interact with her, and then years later, you're like, you two are like texting, and that's your homegirl.
I wish I was texting Issa. I am obsessed with. She's one person that I'm just like, I'm obsessed. I would marry her if she wasn't already married. But yeah, that definitely came full circle because obviously, like Insecure, such an incredible show. Again, like you said, I did extra work on the show, and then for her to use my song in the season finale.
You were an extra on the show.
I was playing. So my doppelganger apparently is Amanda Seales.
Okay.
Everybody's like, you sound like Amanda, you look like Amanda everywhere I go. So sure enough, I was on like a casting website, and they booked me to be her double.
Wow,
yeah.
Crazy. It took a doppelganger, which I was trying to think of the word for like a voice doppelganger. I was thinking about before you pulled up, because like for Brandy, I was going to say like your vocal ganger.
Vocal ganger, okay.
Vocal? I don't know what the right way to put that is.
Yeah,
your vocal ganger would be Brandy. But like, what's so dope to me about what she's doing with Insecure, it's like, do you remember when Entourage was the hot show? And if your song made it to the end of the Entourage episode, it was on radio all week.
Wow.
And her show has really become that for the culture. Like when she put your song on, it's like, oh, it's like winning a Grammy. It's like winning an award now.
Wow. Yeah.
So
it did feel that way.
Yeah, and talk about milestones. You've had a lot of them, but what's one that really stood out for you? Because you've been in that songwriting bag, and you've been in the singing bag, and you've had so many different things. But what's something that really stood out for you?
I would say another really incredible milestone was creating a song with Anderson.paak. Well, him getting on the song that I had made already. But like that, and then him directing the video. That was all very crazy, because it was, again, I had been a fan for years, bumping him, and had no idea I would tour the world with him and
have him direct. And that might have been his like directorial debut.
It was his very first video, and then he just won BET Award for Best Director. So. Shout out to me, Anderson.
Shout out to India Shawn. I almost said India Ari. It almost came out. No, shout out to India. Let me tell you, I can't tell you how many times I've listened to Before We Go, and especially the first couple records. I'm gonna say their name wrong. Too Sweet with Unknown.
Mortal Orchestra.
Okay, there's something about you that's really interesting, and I think I read it that you're really into alternative and just different. Right? The 3 features on that project do not fit in the studio together. Not that they don't fit in the studio, but like you have, Unknown, Mortal Orchestra, Anderson.paak, and Black.
Yeah.
Right? 3 very different artists for 3 very different collaborations.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I love about the project is it never gets stuck in any one sound or lane, but it never goes too far off. Like it's all that 90s R&B that Brandy kind of like inspiration we grew up off, but you really like experimenting.
I did. Well, I love all 3 of them, and then on the album, I got Ombre on there, and then also Corey Henry, who is just like a prodigy and like musician of life. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna go down in history. So I just.
Damn.
Oh, for sure. He's nuts. So, I mean, just to have all these people who I consider legends in their own field, like, and they're my friends, be able to call them and be like, get on this song, and it's just ease and flow with it. To me, that is the most fulfilling thing. That's what I'm most happy about with this project is like, wow, having my dream collaborators on one album.
Yeah, because you
nice.
love. I keep slowing down when I say it. Unknown Mortal.
You can say
Orchestra.
UMO.
UMO. You love UMO. I had read.
Oh my God.
What did you say? Okay, so you were sampling. You had asked your producer. Do I say D Mile?
D Mile.
D Mile. You had asked D Mile to sample them, and then what a surprise! They fucked around and reached out and got him on the record.
Yes.
So did you not know he was going to be on it until you heard it done, or?
No. I mean, it was something that I think we had talked about when we first flipped the record, but I think it took a while for them to get back or something. But just the pandemic was making people real generous with the features. That's when Anderson gave me his feature too. So I love that. Ruben of UMO, he's just like the sweetest.
Yeah, that's what I read. I just was more so like impressed by your music, like your not knowledge, but like that's like a deep group. That's I didn't know who UMO was until I heard Too Sweet.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like that, I want to make a record like that, like theirs. Like that's what I'm striving for. But like you said, I'm like staying in my lane and kind of like dibbling and dabbling and kind of, because I have to slowly introduce people to that world. But I feel like eventually I would love to make a very alternative record.
Oh, absolutely. I could hear it. It's in you. What are some alternative bands you like growing up, or alternative artists?
Oh, Radiohead. Are you a Radiohead fan?
I'm not a big Radiohead fan. I'm not gonna like shit on Radiohead. Shout out, like incredible, but I'm more of a Coldplay fan.
I was gonna say I had my whole Coldplay era.
We all did.
I know.
Whenever Viva La whatever came out, we were all Coldplay fans.
It was before. It was.
Oh, you were the real Coldplay fan.
Yeah. What was my favorite? What album was that with? Fix You and In My
XY?
Place.
Is it the XY
Yeah,
album,
I think that
think?
may have been. Yeah. But Coldplay.
Coldplay. Okay. Okay. So I was gonna ask you if now are you in LA or Atlanta?
I'm here.
You're
I'm
living
in Los
here,
Angeles.
so you were able to, even after you went back to Atlanta, you're like comfortable coming back here.
Yeah.
'Cause there's a southern comfort out there we don't have.
I always said that I was going to move back here when I was like rich and could afford it, and then that wasn't the case. I just ended up coming back with nothing.
Listen, if you're not rich in the pockets, what the fuck is this industry doing? I have streamed Cali Love 20,000 times myself. Like I owe you 99 cents. I should have bought the single,
That's what 20,000 streams adds up to, about $1.
Yeah, not even. You probably got a quarter off me.
Sadly, but no, I'm so happy to be back here. I feel like no other place compares. I can't imagine living anywhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the comparisons I wanted to make between you and Neo. Was in 2007 he moved to Atlanta, and I felt like it was a pivotal part in his career.
Yeah.
And so I know for you it was when you were able to start full circle and really get the whole collective together.
Yeah.
Are you still working with the collective?
Not so much. Everybody kind of branched off and is doing their own thing now. My sister, she is still songwriting. She's also in TV and film. She is doing creative directions. She's got her company called I Am California Girl, so shout out to her. And Kessia, she is now in law. So yeah.
Very cool. I think I had a bad joke. I'm just gonna say it now. But I was gonna say maybe the publishing deal traumatized her, and she was like,
right.
I'm getting into law.
You would think, maybe she needs to help us get out of our deals.
Nah, you'll figure it out. It all comes with time.
Oh,
you know what I mean? It took
Hear
Miss
my cry.
Lauren. Miss Lauren took her like a good 20 years to settle, something like that. But anyway, you're gonna be fine on that note.
Thank you.
But let's get into Exchange.
I'm laughing at my manager who's picking up some electro lit.
Yeah.
Because we celebrated too hard last night.
Aha.
I need some electrolytes. And so there's this little 7-Eleven drink. Anyways, okay.
It is basically Pedialyte for adults.
It is.
No, it's
It
Pedialyte.
is.
They even package it like Pedialyte.
They do.
It's good stuff. It works though.
It
Well, you were
does.
doing really good for being hungover. I'll tell you what. You don't show it at all.
Thank you.
You don't show it. But we got to get into your new single.
Okay.
So I'm saying it right. Exchange, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because I always want to say exchange. And I wanted
Exchange. No.
I just wanted to add an additional word after for some reason, but exchange.
It's exchange.
Not that you came out of your comfort zone, but this
I
is,
did.
It did, right? It's a
Yeah.
little bit. I don't want to say that like in a rude way, but it's very sexual. It's very like it's just different. It's really different. Did you feel good doing that? Did you feel a little? You're like, oh, do I put this out?
I think it felt good in the moment. And I really felt like the music was just so sexy that's the kind of song that it called for. Like, that's the song that was asking to be written when I was in the studio, you know? Because I definitely wasn't exchanging anything with anybody during that time that I wrote that song. So it's one of the songs that did not come from personal experience, just imagination.
I was about to say you have a good imagination. That sounds terrible.
Maybe I was pulling from some past experiences.
Yeah, probably.
I'm glad because I feel like just the story that I'm telling on the album, of course, like that's a part of the story too, is sexuality, sensuality. Of course, you're experiencing that in relationships as well. So hopefully,
you should be.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
And I don't feel like you stepped out of your lane, but it just was a different side of you. Mm-hmm. And so I got to ask, before we go deeper, are we going to see more sides of you? Mm-hmm. Is there more songs like Exchange, or was that kind of like a one-off?
That's a one-off.
Okay,
That's a one-off.
Okay. So
yeah. I feel like the depth is less about sexiness and more about vulnerability and emotions. I have a song called Same Floor, you know, which is about addiction and obsessions, and you know, the hook says every time I come down I end up on the same floor. So I feel like just showing these different sides is kind of what I was getting at with the deeper.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'm really excited as a fan because I don't know when I heard Cali Love, but the first time I heard Cali Love, it hit my soul in such a way. So
I feel like that's a sleeper on the album. So thank you. I'm glad
you know
that
what
you're
I
like,
would say. Wait, Cali Love? Anyone's asleep on Cali?
No, I have like that one. I think it's because I released it with Not Too Deep with the Black feature, so it kind of got overshadowed by Not Too Deep.
If anything, this is a beautiful thing. Get someone else on Cali Love.
Yeah.
Cali Love 2.0. Because I still listen to it and I introduce people to it like it's a new song. Because in today's world, there's so much coming out. You can fuck around and hear a song 4 years after it came out. Still kind of be like a new song.
And that's the one I put Ombre on. So she's on the bridge now of that song.
Oh, Cali Love.
Yeah.
Ombre from Kehlani's camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait.
Love her, yeah.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I'm generally so excited. So you pen your music, right?
I do. I co-write too with my good friends Varen Wade. Shout out to him. He's done a lot on Giveon and LMA. And my homeboy Britton. We pretty much wrote the whole album together, the three of us.
Okay, well, shout out to all, as Birdman said, all three of y'all.
All three of, yeah.
Because when I kept talking about this earlier, but the way you guys wrote Cali Love as a Los Angeles or whatever, so beautifully written.
Thank
like,
you.
I almost want to sing it right now, but I sound so bad.
Come on, let's sing it together.
No, okay, so I'm going to start with the
Searching for water where it never rains. Never.
Let's do it again.
I thought you loved this song.
Let's do it again. You're right. Let's do it again. This is actually a moment for me. This is gonna be. I'm gonna tell my children about this.
Oh, you ready? Okay. 1,
2, 3. Searching for water where it never rains. I said the never, baby. Woo! I know how hard I had to think about that.
I'll just stop looking for
love in LA.
Yeah!
You said you can have your beach. No, you can have your beach wave. Beach, right?
You can ride a beach wave.
You can ride your beach wave, beach babe.
Live a movie cliche, big break.
Big break.
You can even meditate, vibrate. But where do you find a true love in LA?
Woo! And then when you come back, you said you can smoke all day.
You can smoke the day away. Medicate. Party in the hills on a Sunday.
Okay.
You can get a new face. Don't change. But where do you find a true love in LA?
And that, to me, I'm telling you, if any of that went over the people's heads who are going to be watching this, it is so beautiful. Like, talking about all the...
Oh, my
right?
God.
Talking about all the plastic surgery we have here. And it's like people... You say you can get a new face and don't change.
Yeah.
Boom. Mm-hmm. Talking about all the weed we be smoking, all those lazy-ass weed smokers out here. Everything about it. And so that's why I really... admire you and your team and just you in general. You.
No, I felt very accomplished after writing that song. And funny enough, that's the first song I ever made with D Miles. So like going into the studio with him and being like, you know, it can be like a first date sometimes when you're collaborating, and sometimes you don't even come out with anything after that session. But that was our first session together, and we wrote that fucking song. So I'm proud of that.
Wow.
I love that song, yeah.
That's like when, I don't know if you watch a lot of sports, when you get like a new coach on a team and they win a championship their first year.
Oh my God.
Like that, yeah, just the songwriting, I could literally do a 4-hour podcast on the hook of that song. The bridge as well. I got to bring the bridge, Searching for Water where it never rains. I'll never forget that again. I'll never forget the day, India Shawn, because I was thinking too, because I always want to say where it doesn't rain. But
Yeah.
so beautiful. I'm such a big fan and just such an honor to get the chance to meet you this early on in your career.
Thank you.
And the other reason I did the Neo comparison is because I didn't know about the publishing deal. So now this kind of changes my state of mind. But I still think you are going to pen one of the, like, something really beautiful for another artist that one day.
Fingers crossed. I would love to do that.
Because you're so incredible at writing music.
Thank you.
I really hope you know that. If you ever don't feel appreciated, remember the moment that I told you, searching for water where it never rains. Still get the chills, just the concept of it. So thank you for everything, for the music.
Ooh, for hyping me.
Of course. And I wasn't lying. Like, if I'm correct, Too Sweet is track 3 on the album. I think it goes Cali Love. I know Cali Love's
Cali
the first
Love,
record.
Don't Play With My Heart.
Don't Play With My Heart.
Yeah, I think that is
Too Sweet. See, I'm like a fan, So thank you. When can we expect before we go deeper?
This Friday.
This Friday.
Actually, somebody from the UK just sent me a screenshot like, I'm listening now. I'm like, oh my.
Oh, so by the time this interview's out, I'm going to have heard it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so like literally tonight, I can drive home listening to it after 9 o'clock.
Oh, shoot. Yes. That's scary.
Tonight at 9. That's so
my
exciting.
God.
Tonight at 9. Okay, very exciting. Can we expect any more visuals from the project?
Yeah, so the last single release will be a song called Caught in the Middle, which is D Miles' favorite on the album, and we shot a video for it, so.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty soon.
Very exciting. Queen, I keep calling you Queen because you deserve it.
Thank you.
I just have to say again, from the bottom of my heart, from Dash Radio, we're such a fan of that 90s, this R&B, up until this R&B and everything in between. I don't know about everything that came after, no. I'm joking. We love all y'all, Bryce, everybody, but thank you so much once again, India Shawn.
Thank you.
And I hope no one ever calls you India Irie like I almost did
Like you
prior.
have 3 times
No.
today.
I keep mentioning how it like slips and almost comes out of me.
But shout out to India Ari. I love
of
India.
course.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Of course, India Shawn, thank you so much. Everybody, if you have not heard Exchange, go check out Exchange right now. Go listen to Before We Go Deeper. And I haven't heard the Cali Love with your girl on it yet, but I already know it's so incredible.
Yeah, thank you. You will
Thank
like
you.
it. You will enjoy it.
Everybody, India Shawn, My Wand, this is Dash Radio.